Welcome to eSuite. Today I'm going to demonstrate random weight processing of inventory. I've got some stock codes here with random weight items, typical meat industry type items, and as a description, a stock code that I've just made it up, and this is the GTIN number. We can have a look at a typical barcode for these items. This is a GS1 barcode. You can see this is the identifier, 14-digit GTIN number, 3102. That is the weight. You can see the weight down here matches up with that number there. This is the manufacturing date. That's the that identifier there, and this last bit here is a serial number. So there's our GTIN number, and the rest will be scanned and processed. We've got multiple price bands. In here, in the details, we're setting up this item here as a 20.68 kilogram packet or a carton. However, we need an average, typical average carton size, so that when we place orders, we can get a rough idea of how much we've got on order for this item. So, I'm going to create a purchase order. Now our screens are completely customizable. This top section here is customizable. You can add fields. I've added a date field here. You can relabel it. You can add more fields. And down here we're going to add select some items. I got chuck steak. And again, this code, I made it up. And same with this section here, can be customized fully. I've added a supplier code field here, but you can change the colors, fonts, add new columns here, user defined fields, whatever you want. I've also customized this screen to show stock quantity. So we want 3 cartons of that, and you can see it's going to record the fact that we've got a purchase order for approximately 60 kilos. Let's add some rump. I can't remember the stock code, so I'll just key it in. And there it is. That's my code, 1 rump. So these are 2 random weight items. I'm also going to add another item which is not a random weight. I want 2 packets of that, or 2 cartons, and it comes in 5 kilo packets effectively. So there's my purchase order. Order for me. Okay. So now I'm going to go and receive the goods. Now you can, just to see what's going on there, this is the if we go purchase transactions, that's how we find this is our transaction ledger. These are sales, purchases. If we go here, we can see the orders, and you can actually make it that certain users default to this particular tab, so they look at orders as a priority. There's the order that I just entered. If I drill in, I can see, if I drill further into that stock item, we can see on purchase order we've got 60 here. And you can drill into the purchase order tab and see there's a reference back to that purchase order in the background. So full drill down. Okay. Now, a manual way of processing this order is we can go in here and we can pick these items like this. That's just kind of a boring way of doing it. And that is a way of manually receiving those goods and then clicking invoice this. But we've got random weight, and what we want to do is we want to pick up these random weights by scanning these barcodes. So I'm not going to use this screen. That's like, the basic way of converting an order into an invoice. So I can go invoice this. I'll just show you how that works. So that converts the order into an invoice, right? The color's also customizable. I know it's a bit bright, so if you don't like that, we can tone it down a bit. But anyway, that's just, a very basic way of working with the system. We're not going to do that. I'm going to cancel out of there, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to unpick all of this stuff. So we restore it back to the way that order was a minute ago and get out of there. what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inventory auto stock receiving. Now this is a blind receiving screen, so you don't even need to know what purchase orders you got in the system. All you do is you get this barcode here and you start scanning, right? So I'm going to do that right now, and I've got a heap of barcodes here, and I'm just going to start scanning away. So what's this one? That's Chuck. Now you'll notice, if you look there, you can see, you probably saw the long barcode that was being entered there, all those digits being tracked. Okay. If I scan the same barcode twice, oops, hang on a sec, putting the field back on that program, it should give me an error message, which it does. So I'll go and scan the third Chuck steak. And you see the line went green, which means we've received 3 cartons because I scanned 3 barcodes. It's smart enough to know that that's what we wanted. And let's do the rump. And now I'm going to scan the barcode for the bacon. The bacon barcode, if I have a look at that, yep, in here, let's just have a quick look at that bacon barcode. I haven't actually, it's going to look like, oops, not that one, this one. That's what it looks like. So it's just a basic EAN barcode, 13 digits. Okay. So I've received all of these goods, and all I did was just scan barcodes. Bang, bang, bang. I'm going to apply that. Get out of this screen. And now if I go into my purchase order, I can see that if we go into the receiving quantity, you can see it's picked up these random weights. Okay, so I'm going to, and also actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's also, this is a really nice little feature, it's got a little tracking of the actual formula to add up those numbers, to become the random weights. So, so when I invoice this, I got a record of the it's all built inside this data here, and actually you can even display that little formula, but there's a permanent record inside the data of the exact weights of those barcodes. We can also actually, I'm not doing it, but we can actually track, I'm not doing it on the purchase side, but we can also even track and keep all of this information, all the weights and everything on that purchase. I've set it actually up as a demo on the sales side, so let's have a look at that. When I finish that, and we go back into, so that purchase order has now disappeared, it's now gone into the ledger as a purchase invoice. And when I drill back into that Chuck steak, for example, we should now see that that purchase order has disappeared, and we've got an increase of the stock quantity. You can see that there it is. Drill into the purchase invoice. That is the one that I just entered. You can also see the effect on inventory of all stock here. So this is basically, this tab here tallies up everything that's happened in the inventory and gives you these closing figures. Alright, so that's the purchase cycle in a nutshell. Let's do the same thing on the sales cycle. It's a little bit different, but also similar. So I'm going to create a sale. Again, you can customize these screens heavily. There's all sorts of things you can do. We've put some aging information here, and I've added some delivery run. This is a formula-based delivery run system. So basically, if I go into this customer, go into attributes, they get a different delivery run depending on which day of the week. That's using a user-defined customizable field and also a formula-based calculation to get that. So whatever you want to do formula-wise, we can do it. I'm going to sell them pretty much the same stuff. Rump, rump. Okay, rump, yep, that one there. We'll sell them 2 cartons this time, and chuck steak 2, and some of that bacon. Alright, so there's my sales order. This is a sales order. Okay. Alright, we'll finish that. Again, you can go in here and you can pick it manually and just pick these items and then convert to an invoice. Again, this area here is customizable. I've added a size column here. We've got formula-based pricing here, so if you sell it too low, it goes red. So again, you can change that. Let's finish out of there. Now I'm going to use the sales order pick processing again, so I can pick up those weights. Now another point to make, and I'll leave this for another demo, but we actually have a PDA, handheld PDA device. I'll see if I can bring up a photo of what I'm talking about. It's a Falcon X3 images. Yeah, these guys. So we support this technology. We've got a module that runs on that and does all of this stuff, but it's handheld. Anyway, right now I've gone and created that sales order. Where is it? Here it is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this order, pop it on the screen, and the idea is you print these orders and this becomes your picking slip, and the idea is I can then go off and grab the items and we can do picking slip, picking run summaries and so on. I can grab the items and then I can scan this and then scan the items from the cardboard box. So what I'm going to do is I will print this. Unfortunately, my printer has fallen asleep, so it'll take a minute to print that, but away it goes. I'll grab that off the printer. So now I can hear it whirring up. It's not usually that slow. Let me just grab it. It's a good old brother laser printer. There we go. Okay, so I've got in my hand the that picking slip. And I'm going to get out of here, and then start. I'm going to scan that picking slip. There it is. Up comes the item, nice big fonts, and let me scan some barcodes. So there's the chuck item being scanned. Let's get the rump happening. Let's scan another rump, and oops, I scanned the same one twice. Shouldn't have done that. Grab another rump code. Okay, and the bacon. Okay, so it's fully picked. We're going to process that. Actually, the process basically will convert this order into an invoice. I want to actually just save it. So I'm going to close out of here. We have the option to print this. I don't want to print it at the moment. And we can get on to the next order. That printing option can be turned off. So what has that done? Orders. There's the order that I just entered, but it's gone in here and it's picked these random weight items, and also there's the little formula. I've actually on this occasion decided to display the formula at the bottom of the screen here. Again, this is another configuration. The data is actually also, it's in this field here called line details. So, well, then what we need to do is convert that order into an invoice, and there is also a bulk mechanism for doing that under, it's like a wizard driven thing here, so invoice processing. And in here we can now I have a feeling that this needs to be linked. See, I've got run 3. I might have to choose run 3. You can set up these templates, and you can go in here and go, okay, set different criteria. Let me just check in here a few different things. Okay, That might cause me a little bit of trouble. I'm not sure. Let me see if I get anything. It may not. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I'm just going to. So this is configured. Let me just see if this gives me something. Okay, so there's the. This is like a bulk wizard type way of processing invoices, but I'm going to do it manually. But again, you can get a stock summary report and do it in like a wizard type arrangement. So you can hand this to somebody and just go convert all these picked orders into invoices and just do it, without them going into them one by one. I don't want to do that because I want to get out of here. I just want to show you the more manual process. So as I said, we've got these random weight items picked. Now I've set these two random weight items slightly differently. The chuck is I'm using the GS1 barcodes to track the random weight number of kilos. But over here, the rump one, I'm actually also going to track the serial numbers. So on the rump item, if we go into there, you'll see that we've actually got the serial numbers. See, this one here's got no serial numbers, this one has. So this is tracking actually the full serial details that I scanned in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoice this. And there's my sales invoice. And it's also got the little mini formulas so that your customers, can verify that that number wasn't made up. It was actually added up by you, and they can verify. They can get their calculator out and double check it. So, and better still, we can actually print that stuff on a sales invoice. So there it is. There's your little formula that adds up to the random weight quantity. And that, my friends, is how you process random weight inventory, particularly in the meat industry, but any industry, seafood. We've got lots of customers using the same technology, dealing with both random weight and fixed weight items. So there's your fixed weight item. Thank you for watching, and enjoy using eSuite.